Hey, what up, guys? I wanted to jump on here and do a live really quick as I check to make sure my microphone is not muted after I go live because that's just what I do. Um, all right. So, as we get a few people in here, I wanted to talk about some things about Trump and, Nikki and DeSantis going on CNN tonight, Vivek going on Timcast tonight, and then Trump going on Fox News tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about this because I had this eye-opening moment earlier, probably 20, 30 minutes ago, that I was like, wait a minute, did we just see what I think I we were saying is going to be happening with media and politics and mainstream is falling apart? We're starting to see it. Excuse me. Hey Judy. Good. Seeing everybody get in here. Everybody is starting to come in here. Good, good, good. Let's see. Everybody throw in a comment where you're at. Throw in a comment where you're at real quick. And as you guys are getting in here, I am seeing it. Nancy, I see you reacted to it. Cool. So tonight, when we're talking about all of the all everything that went on, like we had everybody that was running for president on different platforms. Different platforms. Did you guys notice that? I see all the comments now. They finally come in. Cool. There you go. Iowa. Iowa is the main place right now. That is where everything is at the moment. And so that's where we're going to be talking about is what's going on in Iowa. Jeez, there we go. Man, those all came in at the same time. So what I wanted to talk about is on Tim Pool. I'm watching Vivek. Obviously, like everybody knows, I'm a big fan. I I know Trump is probably going to win. Like there's no catching that man when you look at the polls. Like you just can't. It, his numbers are just crazy. But when you start looking at the scenario of this whole thing, Ian Miles Chong, I really struggle with that individual on Twitter because he's not American, but he comments and talks about all of these things that is going on in America, but he's not American. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You're doing this for attention. Anyways, he did this poll and it opened my eyes. So I applaud this man because it was informational and it got me thinking. He asked, "What are you watching tonight?" He put X, as in, are you just scrolling X or Twitter? And then DeSantis Haley. Right now, it's currently at 9%. And then Tim Pool and Vivek at 20%. And then Trump is at 32% out of 3,000 votes. 3,000 votes in 1 hour. That spoke very highly to me. When you start looking at those numbers, and Trump also said tonight, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it sounds like he has already said he knows who his VP is going to be. He did not say who specifically, but he said he knows who his VP is. That was by Benny Johnson, by the way. He posted that not too long ago. So I assume Trump spoke about that earlier tonight. Benny Johnson is pretty legit and always on point, so I'll take his word on it. But my thing that caught my eye, if we wanted to look at this scenario, you had Nikki Haley and DeSantis play your traditional politician route. They went, "Oh, I'm going to go on the opposition. I'm going to go over into CNN. They're going to drill me with questions. They're going to drill me with questions. I'm going to gain some support." No, you're not. Guys, you're not going to gain anybody's support. In 2024, 90% of voters have already made up their mind. Very few are going to make their decisions change. If they decide on Haley, DeSantis, or Vivek, no matter what, it's going to roll up to Trump. Very few will go the other way. Very few. Me, I I am all in on Vivek for a few reasons. He is openly saying that he wants to abolish the FBI, the ATF, the EPA. He wants to get rid of all of them. And so I'm like, all right, if you get there, you're not going to get there. But if you get there, you get my vote. He's not going to get the primary. I know that. But tonight opened my eyes. When you're looking at this stuff, we're starting to show that independent media is more powerful than mainstream media. Now, Trump did go on Fox News, but how many people were all in to follow Vivek and Tim Pool and be like, "Hey, I want to see what that guy's got to say." That's the part. And see, and I love this, Elena. I know you and I have gone back and forth about him at times, but when it comes to Vivek, I have yet to see anybody give me a valid argument that he is bad. Yet anyone, anyone. I know everybody went crazy with Anomaly's video at the very beginning, but with Anomaly's video, that was jumping the gun. But he also did bring Vivek on, which I applaud. I applaud Vivek for going on to it, but I also applaud Anomaly for getting that done. And so, thanks, Eva. Yeah, hit that like, everybody, because yeah, we don't have enough reactions so far. But when you look at this entire scenario, Vivek is saying he is going to shut down and get rid of 75% of our government. 75% of our government. Why are so many people trying to find a reason to not support that? Now, if you want Trump, I get it. I get it. Like Trump is going to freaking win. His polls are astronomical. His numbers are all the way up there. But at this stage, if you are choosing DeSantis, Nikki Haley. Oh, by the way, bye bye, Christie. Christie got his book promo in a couple times, and so he decided he's gonna walk away. Okay, bye bye, Chris Christie. Um, but when you look at the entire scenario, you got these other two that are still lingering, barely even got any views on CNN, I'm sure, especially by looking at what's going on Twitter. Everybody was watching Trump and Vivek. So when you start looking at this, why can't you start saying Vivek is the man if he's behind Trump, or even if Trump backs him up? Like Vivek did a very solid answer with I can never say his name right. Vivek Free from Canada. He is a good dude, very in tune with Americans' politics. And he drilled Vivek with a question of, "Hey, how are you going to handle this? Like, who is who? And are you going to be on his ticket, or is he going to put you in his cabinet? What does this look like?" What's not true, Tracy? What's not true? Are you really going to believe the polls? Well, I that's a good question, cuz right now you can't deny Trump's strength in the political climate. You just can't. There's no one that challenges him. And this is coming from someone who doesn't want to vote for him. Like, you can't. How can you say anybody is going to beat him? Anyone. I will welcome any conversation. If you think someone can beat him, I'll have the conversation with you, but I don't see that going very far. Nobody can pull that many people together. Yeah, I Tammy, I'll address your comment in just a minute. Uh, there's one thing that I see as a problem on the Republican side that we will have to address. We really have to address. Um, Nancy's statement is not true. Which of Nancy's statement? Tell me which one. Oh, she set up above. Okay, I heard he's another Obama. Okay. Yeah, okay. I see what's going on here. I'll clean this up real quick with all of you. I get it. I 100% understand. We are not used to having a president for the last 30 years that is intelligent and can speak clearly. We're not used to that. None of our presidents have. Gosh, go back and look at Bush. Bush was awful. Clinton just lied to your face. Uh, and then when you get to Obama, Obama was pretty intelligent and one of the most well spoken presidents that we had in most of modern history. And then you get to Trump. Trump's not great, but Trump was hilarious. Trump is absolutely funny. And then you get Joe Biden, like the worst of the worst. So I understand why you would compare Vivek to Obama because in the last 30 years, you cannot tell me we have had a president that has spoke with any sort of intelligence. And yes, I am speaking about Trump too. Because Trump doesn't speak with intelligence. He just goes off of a whim and he is hilarious. I don't really care for it. I wish he would dial it back at like probably 10-20%, but I do think it's funny. And I'm okay with that. I really am. And the reason why, if you look at me when I speak with Cash or when I speak with Russo or anybody else that I'm friends with, half of the time I'm joking, which is a lot of the time Trump is doing too. And people can't handle it. But when it comes to Vivek, you cannot discredit him for what he is talking about and say, I'm going to go another way when he is plowing down the crowd with the media, making them look ridiculous, also bringing every example, outlining and saying, outline, I can't speak, but just calling it out in front of everybody. J6 was a hoax. Climate change, a hoax. And all of these things that nobody else is saying, but you guys all believe in. Why can't you support that? So yes, this is a little bit of call out for all of the people that are calling Vivek and saying he is Obama 2.0, blah 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 blah. He is saying everything that you want to hear, but you are still denying it. And you just heard earlier on from me, Trump is still going to win. Last well-spoken president was Kennedy. Yeah, I like you really can't put past like Reagan was solid. That's that Reagan has his flaws. Um he had a couple really good speeches that I still quote. I still really thought they were solid. Um this is really dark, but if Kennedy really got a full term, yeah, I think you might be able to say that very well. But he didn't get a full term. So Reagan, yeah, I would say Reagan is a challenger in there. But from Reagan to now, so when I say 30 years, we're talking early 90s to early 2023 ish, right? So we're talking all of that. You have Obama and Vivek. So I understand why you correlate the two. But Vivek, solid. I want to see a Trump Vivek candidacy for 2024. Trump for president, Vivek vice president. I will vote for them on that ticket for sure. And then Vivek the next 8 years. You will have 12 straight years of draining the swamp and cleaning up our government. 100%. I posted a video that would happen that he would be able to go through and clean all of this stuff up. And he has outlined a whole bunch of things that nobody else has done. No one. So if you can't admit that Vivek is solid and you put Trump in front for 4 years, show him and Trump can expose all of the garbage, and then Vivek can come in with a snowplow and clean all of this up. I wouldn't want Vivek as speaker. Why would you want to do that? Why? Why not? Why not put him as VP so he can get more intel, more data, more information, so when he is running as president, he can use that as ammo. Why not? Speaker is just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna put you down there. And anybody that doesn't want Vivek as a VP, I want to see who you want to see as a VP. Throw that in the comments real quick. I'm only going to do this for a little bit longer, but tonight it really exposed the media and everything that is going on when we're looking at this scenario. CNN got nothing. CNN got nothing. You had Tim Pool that got everything that Trump didn't get. DeSantis as a VP, you already know that's not logical and not even possible. It's not going to happen. DeSantis has already said, no way. And he refuses. And those two fight like no other. No way. I just don't see it. I get it, Tracy. I get it. What's no? I want to know what's no. I would vote to have Trump and Ramaswamy. Good. I know you would. I know you would. So when it comes to this entire thing, tell me what you guys paid attention to tonight. Also, like, did you guys want okay, Tucker Carlson? I get him being as a VP. The problem is when he was on in AmFest with Tim Pool, he's like, I can't be a VP. That's what that was his persona. Is I can't be VP. Right? And if you don't have the confidence to go in and own it and be like, well, if people want me there, I'll be there. Um, I I think Carlson has enough going for him in the media. He can keep pushing tickets and keep pushing people into the right direction. That's where he belongs. I don't see Tucker as one to be leading a country as number two, but I do see Tucker being the guy to lead them to the right people. I see that. I didn't get to see. I was at work. All right. Well, that's cool. Well, go and check it out because Tim Pool, you can rewatch it. I'm sure you're going to be able to rewatch the clips from Fox News with Trump and then CNN with Nikki Haley and DeSantis. Nikki Haley was awful. Awful in my mind. Candace Owens, okay, that's fair. I can understand where that view is coming from. I don't know if she is ready for that place, but I'm there. I can get it. Governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem, I really like her. I really do. There's some people that really don't like her, and I understand it. That she's really from small town, and that's just her personality. That's the people I'm usually hanging around with, so that's why I like her. But I honestly think that she doesn't want to be at the federal level. She wants to be state level. And that's why she went to governor. She'll hang out there for a little while and then probably be done. But Kristi Noem, she's pretty good for sure. Yeah, I just addressed that. Don't bother with CNN. Well, occasionally tune in as much as you can. I'm not saying it's legit, real content, but you might learn how crappy somebody is. That's all it is. Because let's be honest, if CNN is drilling an opposing candidate, do they really drill them? Nikki Haley, how much money did you lose because Boeing can't actually use torque specs on their plane? That's one of the questions we should be asking. Because Nikki Haley was a big part of Boeing and was pushing Boeing prior to running for president. Like, no. And then when it comes to warmongering presidents, you have Chris Christie and Nikki Haley that is like, we're going to do more war. We're going to do more war. No, Americans are fed up with war. Americans are done with war. Trump, we saw 4 years of no war. That was amazing. That is what we want. No more. No more war. If we have to go to war, we will go to war, but we should not go to war for our government. We should be going to war to protect our country. That is exactly what the stipulation should be. All right, let's look at some more of these. Um, Christy Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake's running for Senate though. So I don't see her running for Senate and then knowing that she could be VP or anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I do like Carrie Lake in the Senate, by the way. We in the Senate, we need more Republican representatives, which by the way, I'm gonna get to that in just a minute with Tracy's comment. Trump and Lake, yep. Kicking butt. I heard Candace is going on the campaign with trial with Vivek. She could be. She was there with Vivek tonight with Tim Pool. I honestly, I think Vivek is setting himself up still for Trump. There's something there. Trump is not attacking Vivek. Vivek is defending him like no other. Vivek announced tonight that he will file an amicus brief on Trump's behalf against Colorado to get Trump back on the ballot. See, and that is a candidate that respects our country and respects the power of our country. Those are the type of people I want to see representing. I don't even care if it was a Democrat. If RFK did that, I would be speaking just as positively about it. We need to have our politicians wanting a fair election, but also speaking up on others' behalf that are not being treated fairly. Everybody needs to be coming to the table and being like, what does America want? And then that we decide. We don't need to have our governments in each state to decide who we want as president, ever. But we also, fine line here, we don't need federal oversight of our elections. That's where there's a fine line. Let's get back into this. Did you hear Sweden is preparing for war? I read something a little bit about that, but I don't have enough yet. Oh, great. Our friend. Okay. I enjoy my gas stove. New speaker possibilities, maybe. This is I wanted to get back to Tracy here. Did you see the UT rep last night on Tim Pool? Yes, that is Trent Staggs. He is a mayor of Riverton, which is a city just south of me, which I'm very familiar with. Trent Staggs, I'm okay with. I have some reservations, but I'm okay with. Out of all of the people that I have to choose from, he's got my vote. Trent Staggs is solid in a lot of ways, but I do believe there is a possibility of him being in office for too long that he can be led astray because he does like attention. That is one of my problems with him. I don't see him. I could see him sitting in office just like Orrin Hatch. For those that have been around politics for a long time, he represented Utah in Congress, and he was there for 18 years. After 18 years of a prior person sitting there for 18 years, and he mocked the prior person when he was running to replace him, saying, "What do you call a person that was in Congress for 18 years? Someone that's at home." And then he turned around and did the same thing. Trent Staggs, I see doing the same thing. And so I'm okay with him getting in, replacing Romney. Out of the choices that we have, he's not likely to get it right now. Curtis is most likely to get it because he has a lot of other people here locally. I'll do another show on that because I got to break down all the details. But Staggs, legit. He is really legit. Good argument. I hope so. Is he only taking comments from Facebook? I'm not sure on what that one is about. Let's go through some more. Don't worry about it. It's hard to believe anybody who hasn't proven themselves. I 100% understand it. That's one of the things. So one of my arguments against Trump in 2016 was you don't have anybody. If you want to say you want to vote by policy, not party, how did you vote for Trump in 2016? And so a lot of people voted because they believed in him. In this scenario, I think you got to start believing in him. But the problem is we're only talking about the primaries, and I think we're going to narrow it down very quickly. Tonight's numbers already started showing it, which is what started the show. And then I wanted to jump in the comments, but when we're looking at this, the media, the mainstream media is falling apart. Trump just showed more people will watch Trump because of Trump. But then when you start looking at CNN and other Republicans, Vivek blew them out of the water on independent media. And that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Is independent media, I think, is the avenue and where things need to be going. Because we will ask the hard questions. Now, Anomaly did drill Vivek with some hard questions. Did Vivek back down? No. He handled them and he did it professionally. And I applaud him for that. We need to be doing more of that, and that is what Vivek welcomes. I've shown video after video after video of him getting drilled with questions from the LGBTQ community and different things that he's just like, we need to have more tough conversations. We don't do that enough in this country. We need to be doing that. Let's see. We can't get any accountability. It's ridiculous. There should be a lot of vacant seats due to arrest. This is goofy. Okay. Yeah, so you're saying that we should have a lot of empty seats because our government is corrupt. I 100% agree with you. But the problem is, who keeps re-electing these people? And I'm going to give you some examples. Why did Mitch McConnell get re-elected not too long ago? I think it was 2020. Why did Lindsey Graham get re-elected not too long ago? It's because we keep voting by party, guys. If you want to talk about accountability, it becomes on us. Us. Stop saying party. Mitch McConnell is part of your party and he somehow gets reelected. Lindsey Graham keeps getting reelected. Here in Utah, fake elections? No. Danny, I'm going to give you another example. How many elections did Mitt Romney run in for Senate in the United States of America? I'll wait for your comment, which should take about 11 seconds. Here in Utah, he only got how many elections in the Senate because of how many people didn't like him? It's been long enough. He only got one. He got elected in because of his religion, because he's Mormon. He failed in another state and couldn't really do well. So he fell back on his religion in Utah, ran for Senate, and he could only get one election. And that is because of us in Utah. We did not want to reelect him, and he knew he had zero chance to win. So he just bowed out. What elections? Okay, then why you vote? Why vote, dude? You and I keep having this conversation. Why vote? Why vote? We already have a Mitt Romney. And David, unfortunately, she is in the House. Her name is Celeste Malloy. Utah put her in place because she was inserted by the Utah lieutenant governor, which runs our elections. She failed in a lot of ways, and our Republicans failed to actually take action in that scenario. Now they're paying that price and they want her removed. Thankfully, she is up for re-election in 2024. So it is not too bad of a mistake, but a lot of people learned from that. So we'll see if she gets reelected. Who can be a new speaker? Johnson is no bueno. I was saying that when he got elected. The new speaker needs to be Jordan or Massey. That's what we got right now. Jordan or Massey. Until we actually have somebody else step up and start speaking on their behalf, those are our two. And I think those two are the best choices we have. And until we get there, it sucks because We did the right thing at removing McCarthy, but we didn't do the right thing at electing the next representative in the right place as speaker. But that's all right. Well, we have to learn. We have to go through pain. We'll get there. Sorry, I was looking at a text that Russo just sent me. What? Let's see. Also, because uneducated voters. Yeah. Kim, you're 100% correct. People vote by name and by party before they vote by policy. So if they can recognize the name, they default there, and then if they can't default there, then they default by party. So uneducated voters is majority of the problem. But we'll wrap this up here in just a minute. If true, why are Dems scared now? Tracy, could you give me a little bit more clarity on what you mean by that? Jordan, 100%. What happened? Al, where have you been? Where have you been? No, as we were talking about how the media took on Trump on Fox News, CNN took on Nikki Haley and DeSantis, and then Tim Pool had Vivek on tonight. And the top two was obviously Trump on Fox News, and then Vivek with Tim Pool. Nikki Haley and DeSantis didn't even hold a candle, not even close. So why are we even worrying about a primary? Let's just put Trump and Vivek on the ballot. We could be good there. We've gone through this long enough. DeSantis sunk his campaign because his campaign manager sucks. Did voting thing paid attention? Clearly see the failed system. Well, tell me what the system is. What the solution is. Yeah, I know you say violence pretty much. I don't see that happening. You have to enrage 90 million people to be able to do that. I don't see that happening. Until then, you empower states and you start making decisions and you start moving as a unified movement. That is your only solution. Until you can get that many millions of people to start moving, you have to start locally and start pushing things. You're going to start seeing a lot of more of that, especially here on the channel. And because of this person is back. Cash, that is one of the things that I felt amazing about hearing him talk the last few days, having a phone call with him yesterday, and this morning. And it's really exciting when you start hearing people start talking about unity and bringing people together. Dude, chill. You did say that. You told me you didn't say it tonight, but I can go back and pull up the other streams. You did say that. But yes, it is going to. You really think that we're just going to be able to walk up and arrest people without any violence? I don't see that logically going to happen. But yes, we're done with that conversation. Cash is back, and it is a glorious thing. He hasn't missed a beat. I really love his message. Bringing people together, and we're going to be able to do good things. The part that we have to start realizing is we have to hear people coming out. And I am going to ignore that comment. What made you smile tonight? Yeah, there's a lot of things that made me smile tonight. And a lot of it was around just people realizing that, hey, our country is better if we can start coming together. And there's a couple people pushing that narrative as running for president. Vivek has been saying it. Trump has been saying it. Not very many other people are saying it. Other people are saying that, oh, we have to start doing this or going extremist this. And the important part is getting everybody unified and moving in the same direction. It's called a movement. If you can't get to that, you're not going to have any power. Really? All right. But when it comes down to this entire thing that made me smile tonight, when we're looking at this entire election process, it has really exposed the corruption in the entire system. All of the media is awful. Awful. Well, the mainstream media is awful. They are trying to play games, put their politicians they think are going to be president up and put them in front of the opposing media and be like, "Look what we're doing." And it's not working. And then they're going out and telling people on mainstream media what they think they want to hear, but no, it's not what they want to hear. And so, yeah, that's what made me smile tonight is because a lot of those things are falling apart and our country will start coming together because of it. Because people can start actually seeing the evil stuff that is going on. And when it comes down to it, the evil stuff that is coming on going on is in our power. We have to do something about it. I'm not talking about violence. Yes, I would like to see as what what Danny has said, we would like to see people in cuffs. Yes, I would love to see Hunter Biden in cuffs. I would love to see Clinton's in cuffs. It's not going to happen. We have yet to see any politician be put in cuffs. Not a single one. So if you're going to stretch to the furthest thing and say that's going to happen, by the way, Trump said he was going to lock who up? Did that happen? No. Politicians have a free reign. So you have to start taking care of your community and your area and growing that community. And that is what's happening. I love Vivek calling out the media. Yeah, he did another one today. That was hilarious. He made them all look like sheep. So he turned around and asked a whole bunch of people that were running the cameras after one of his events. And he would turn around and ask them, like, hey, do you think this or do you think that? And asked him about COVID. Do you think that COVID was actually started in Wuhan and all of this stuff? And raise your hand. And none of them raised their hand. And then do you think the Biden laptop thing was suppressed for the election? The only ones to raise their hand was New York Post, which they were the one that were silenced and banned from Twitter because they were the first ones to post that article. He exposed all of our media literally is sheep. Sheep. And that's what's so crazy about tonight is you look at what Tim Pool and Vivek did. They made Nikki Haley and DeSantis, they might as well drop out of the race. We're down to 2 on the Republican side. We are down to 2. And Trump even said tonight he already knows who his VP is. I'm curious to hear what it is. I have my own biased opinion. You guys already heard it tonight, but we'll see. Cash was fantastic this morning. Yes, he is. Cash is fantastic every day. Like, yeah, I got the luxury of occasionally getting a phone call while he's been gone. He's just been amazing. And I am very thankful that God has allowed him to come back into civilization so everybody else can hear him speak because we are very blessed to have him. We are. Fannie Willis, a couple more and then we'll call it because this is longer than I thought. Yeah. Fannie Willis having an affair. We already know why that was happening. Same reason why Kamala Harris became VP. That's why. Fannie Willis only did that for favors so she can try to turn on Trump. Trump's going to use that in court. He'll win. It's a done deal. It's done. It ruins everything. One of the things I think Trump missed big time was making sure strong governors in each state. He definitely dropped the ball. No, that's not his responsibility. That is not the president's responsibility. The president's responsibility is not to worry about inside our borders. The president's responsibility is federal. So it is everything from our borders out. It is every citizen's responsibility to elect your local representatives and put in a proper governor, not your president. Never look to federal government to fix something locally. If you do, they will ruin your life. Like, never be looking to the federal government to fix something locally, ever. Um, it's already lost. We are overrun. Army of Chaos is just here. Okay. Thankful for Cash. Yes. What was Cash on? Marla. Cash is on Truth. He has his own social media. Cash Kelly on Facebook. The Cash Kelly on Instagram. Uh, he has a TikTok one that I was making fun of him in the comments, and people got mad at me because I hate TikTok. But yeah, if you go through Truth's page, you'll see all the shares. You'll see him in there. So happy to hear. Yeah, Cash being home is amazing. All right, last few comments. He woke me up to this noise. Thankful the three will be one day. One day we're gonna get it done. We will get it done. It will be nice. Cash did his job while in jail. Yeah, and that's one thing I do applaud him and hearing him talk this morning. God had a plan for him, right? God had a plan for him in jail and in prison. He woke a lot of no, I shouldn't I don't want to use mainstream terms. He didn't wake a lot of people up. He enlightened people to turn to God and care for each other and really was a streetlight, right? And being the change that we want to see. And for him to go through all of what he has gone through, and he's being very humble that a lot of people treated him well, but it was rough. It was rough in my opinion. I applaud him and what he went through, but for what he didn't deserve. Not at all. But he is seeing it as a positive, and that's one of the reasons why I love that dude. He is amazing man. An amazing man. All right, he did you guys know Trump? Hey, did you guys know Trump had fake I already addressed this, dude. Why I don't engage as a rule. You want to drop internet Danny cuz I don't drop Danny. Danny's a good dude. Him and I disagree on exactly how we fix it. Like him and I would agree on 99% of the things. We really do. Danny and I agree on 99% of the things. We just don't agree on how we fix it. And do I let that divide us? No. Absolutely not. That is what leftists do. That is what the extreme rightists do. That is what some of these people do on Twitter about calendars. No. I won't let that happen. Danny, as much as you and I disagree on exactly our course of action, it's cool. I get it. But I just completely don't see that is the avenue. That's all. That is magic. We want to talk, Casey. That's all. No, 100%. I want you guys to talk. That's the only way I do this. If I'm going to be talking at you, this is going to be boring. It really will be. Who did Danny? Danny Mayer. Is it Mayer? Let's see. Yeah, Mayer. Danny Mayer Jr. is on Facebook, so you would see the comments over there. All right, guys, I'm gonna call this out and call it a night. It's already late. A lot of people dropped off, but Danny, much love, dude. I know we disagree in the ways of our course of correcting this, but 99% of the time we know where the corruption is. That's all. But on that note, guys, much love. I just wanted to come on and remind you, mainstream media and our politicians are taking different courses of action, and it's starting to show. It really is. You had Tim Pool and Trump led the way. Nikki Haley and DeSantis didn't even get any viewership on CNN. It's starting to pave that I honestly believe you will see Trump and Vivek, Trump as president, Vivek as VP coming in 2024. But make it a great night and be a street light, and we'll see you guys soon.